right, y'all, guess where we're headed? We're headed to get some fresh peaches, our first of the year. I don't think we're going to be able to pick them. We're just going to have to get them already picked. But if they will let us, we will video some of it while we're there. And if they will let us, we'll show y'all how they grade peaches, how they go about packing them, and if not, then we'll just do the best we can. So it's about 45 minutes. We're on our way now, so we'll see y'all when we get there. All right, y'all, we are in the peach packing plant, and I want you to look at all these peaches. Do y'all love peaches like I do? Now in the back, they have already graded these peaches. Now they are going they're going up this little conveyor belt, and they're going to put them in boxes, and they've got lots of transfer trucks out there ready to box them up and ship them to all over the United States. This is an amazing process. I wish I could take y'all back and watch the whole process, but we're not allowed to do that. And of course, I certainly can understand why. But y'all look at these peaches. Cannot wait till I get home and can eat one. We're gonna be canning peaches probably tomorrow, Thursday, y'all. What you eating, baby?
I'm eating ice cream at the peach place.
At the peach place, what kind you eating?
I think this is a
Butter pecan.
butter pecan.
Because they also sell pecans here. Y'all, this is my peach. Look at there.
We get these. This is almost a pint of ice cream for $2.50.
$2.50
We're gonna live here.
for this big old cup. Grocer, we're just splurging today, y'all. We do this whenever we do things special.
Did you tell them where this is and what the name of the place is?
No, but I will.
What kind you eating, honey?
Peach.
Peach, 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 peach. Georgia peaches.
So good.
Looks good.
We shall have some. Delicious. All right, I told y'all that the semis were backed up. There's one right there. They're loading that whole thing with peaches. They got one over there waiting to be loaded, and then one behind it. So it's a small operation, but it is a big operation. This is Pearson Farms in Fort Valley, Georgia. All right, Pearson Farms in Fort Valley, Georgia.
Now there is a rose in a sunflower field, right there.
Hey y'all, honey, I want you to scan and get this whole. Y'all look at this. Now this is in the south, a sunflower field. Isn't this beautiful? Don't do it so fast. Yeah, do it slower.
Okay.
Isn't this beautiful?
It's beautiful. You don't see these every day.
No.
Sunflower field in a peach field.
This is where we turn to go to the peach packing place.
Yeah, there's our car sitting over there waiting for us like a good horse.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Guess what we have right here on this table?
Y'all look at all my peaches. We went to peach packing place, Pearson's, and I'm gonna have, my head's cut off.
We're gonna get you back in there, baby.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have a little clip at the beginning of this video showing where we went to pick up our peaches. But I want to show y'all today how we're gonna can peaches, and we're gonna water bath these. So I've got hot water right here. Now the way we peel them, we take these peaches, we drop them down in boiling water or really, really hot water. We leave them for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Then I've got a pan of ice water right here. It's got ice in it. We drop them down in there, peel them in there, and then I cut them up in here. And then we put them in our jars. I'm going to do a light syrup today, which is 1 cup of, I think I'm going to have, what do you think, 4, 5 quarts? I really don't know how many I'm going to have. Yeah, come on in here, baby, because he's part of this process too. It takes 2 of us when we do pickles or peaches or when we do canning. So I'm gonna do a light syrup. I'm doing monk fruit and half monk fruit, half stevia. I'm gonna see if that's gonna make them sweet enough. If not, I may have to add a tablespoon or 2 of sugar. I'll see. But it's 1 cup of your sweetener to 4 cups of water. And that makes a really, really light syrup. So I put some in my, I'm gonna turn this back up because I want this boiling. I put a few peaches in here before we came on camera. And I've got jars in here. Now a lot of people say you don't have to sterilize your jars. I sterilize my jars and I heat my lids before I put them on my jars. So, and in here I've got my sterilized jars, and my jars are gonna be hot, my liquid is gonna be hot. Then we're gonna put them back in my canner here. Now this, y'all, I bet this canner, how old is this canner? 15 years? It's old. And matter of fact, I was fixing to go buy another one, and Ross said, honey, I think we got one in storage out there. So he went and dug it out. It's got a few rust places on it, but not in the bottom. So as long as the bottom's good, then we're good. All right. Honey, if you want to come around here and take one out, and let's test it and see if it's ready.
Now this is just, this boiling water for a minute or 2 is just to loosen the peeling.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Right, put it in here. All right, because a lot of times when you put it in this cold water, it's not enough.
I don't think the water's hot enough yet.
I had it boiling and I turned it down because we had somebody come in, but I'm gonna let it get back up to boiling. And then after it starts boiling, I'm gonna leave it for about a minute, just because I want that peeling to just slide off of there. So,
we'll just be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, y'all, I want to show you. I want to get up close so you can see. All right, you see this peeling? How it just slips off like that. That's what you want. That is how you get the peeling off of peaches. Look at that. Ooh, don't that look good? Makes you want to just take a piece of it. All right, I'm gonna put them in this bowl because this is the one I'm gonna cut them in. Okay, baby, I think the rest of them are ready to come out. So if you'll put them in here, and then
put some more in the water.
Put some more in the water. Yeah, and I'll show you how I'm going to cut them. A lot of people do theirs in halves. I don't like to do mine in halves because I like to get as many in a jar as I can. You can do these in quarts or you can do these in pints. I do them in pints because, in quarts, because usually I'll do a cobbler or I'm making a fruit salad or something with them, and I want a quart full. So a pint is just not enough for us.
And you put them in the ice to stop the cooking of the heat.
To stop the cooking. That's right. All right, so you just leave them in your ice water for a minute, and then you just, look at there. Can y'all see that? I'm sure all of y'all know how to do this, but this is so simple and so easy.
It's easy to cook your own peaches.
It is, yes.
And tomatoes.
There's and tomatoes, yeah. Now I do my tomatoes. This is the way I peel my tomatoes. I do them the same way. Now the ones that aren't quite as ripe, like this one is a little, it's not quite as ripe as some of the others. I may have to take a knife and get a little bit of this peeling off, but I don't want to leave it in there any longer because then it starts cooking your peaches.
But we've learned if you're not doing a large volume of tomatoes, just freeze the tomatoes And as soon as they start thawing, the peeling will just strip right off.
I'm gonna put that one back in there. It's not quite.
Okay.
All right, but this one, look at there, because it's ripe. It's riper. Can y'all see that? I'm gonna show you this again. Look at that. Wow. I'm telling you, if you've never done this, this is just the easiest way to, and you don't lose any of your flesh. You don't lose any of your, oh sorry, you don't lose any of your peach. When you peel a peach, you lose a lot of it. Like this, you don't lose any of it. So,
what we're doing is we're showing you how to put up low carb, low
yes.
peaches. Even if you have to put a sprinkling of sugar to get it to the taste you
Yeah.
want, we probably won't have to put sugar, but you might have to put a little sugar on the top for your flavor, but still that's low carb compared to all sugar.
And if you're using all sugar and you want light syrup, you just use 1 cup of sugar to 4 or 5 cups of water, whatever how sweet you want yours. But someone told me that monk fruit works better with a fruit than the stevia does. So what I've done, I've used half monk fruit and half stevia. So, all right. Y'all, I can't help it. I just have to keep showing y'all this. Look at that. Wow. Now that is what's going in my jar. Isn't that going to be beautiful? All right. Roy and I are just going to keep putting in the water and peeling. And when we get through, I'll come back and show you how I'm going to cut these up and then how we're going to jar them. And because I've still got to make my simple syrup that's going over them. And we'll be back.
Grandmama, that's looking good.
I know. Y'all, I want you to get over in here and look at this. Look, I poured the juice off the peaches, and I want you to look how pink that is. Isn't that beautiful?
Beautiful.
And I am going to put it up to the...
It has to be covered.
Has to be covered like that. I've already debubbled this one. You just take a debubbler or a knife or something and just go in, debubble it. Now this is really hot water here, so that I've got my lids in. I am, all right, this is my lid.
Magnet works real well for that, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that's really hot water. Now I reuse all my rings, y'all. I just do. I mean,
well,
everybody does.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense not to.
Everybody does. That's right.
The ring doesn't touch the food.
Finger tight, y'all. Finger tight. So I'm just gonna put those down. Put that one down in my water. Now these are still a little warm. My water is warm. It's not boiling. You do not want to put any cold liquid in a hot jar or any hot liquid in a cold jar. So, and when we pack these peaches, it's not going to take nearly this much syrup, because when we packed them, there was a lot of juice. As you can see, look at all the juice in that jar. So that is natural juice. So these are almost packed in natural juice, y'all. And that's what you buy in the grocery store when it's packed in natural juice. Well, these peaches are, I'm telling you. So I'll just take my clean cloth here. Make sure you go around like that, because you do not want anything under that lid to where it will not seal. And I like using the wide mouth for like peaches and pears, things like that. Finger tight.
And into a hot bath for how long?
Quarts 25 minutes, pints 20 minutes. I had 7 quarts, and we've eaten probably, I don't know what.
3 quarts.
Yeah, we've eaten a lot of them. And
So we'd have had about 10 quarts out of the
yeah,
half bushel.
Out of a half bushel, and we paid $20 for the half bushel. Y'all, we get seconds. We don't get number ones. We get the seconds. And that way we can afford to can our peaches.
Plus, they're more ripe.
Yes,
they're closer to
they're
being
a little
ripe.
riper, yeah. And I've got some over here that I've left out to make ice cream, cobbler, just eat as a snack or something. So, all right, honey, I want you to come over here. I want to show them a little trick I saw a girl do. I don't have a rack to fit into my canner because I've had this thing so long. I want y'all to,
And you're not supposed to have your jar
no,
on the bottom
not
of the
on
pan.
the bottom because they can
Correct.
crack. So she just put jar rings down and she put her jars on those jars, and I said, oh my goodness, that's what I'm gonna do.
Where there's a will, a woman will find a way,
That's
right?
That's right, and that is the way a lot of these things have gotten
Right.
started, is a woman being in dire need, and she had to figure out a way to do stuff.
Right.
All right, now when you do this, you will see all kinds of little bubbles come up. You do not want those in your jar. I've got most of them out of this one, but when I do that one, I'll show you. All right.
You're basically just shifting your fruit around
Yes.
and letting the bubbles
Letting
come
the
to the
bubbles
top.
out. Yep. All right. Now,
And as you're putting your peaches in, if you'll turn some of the reddest peaches, turn some of that red to the outside.
yeah, Roy was helping me. I said, honey, make sure some of that red gets on the outside. That way they're pretty. It's really pretty on your shelf. See, like this one, look at all.
Now that's a Roy one, I can tell you right there. That's a Roy. Look at
And
all
I
of that
have
red.
put Fruit Fresh on these, y'all, because it helps maintain their color and they don't turn dark in the jar. So I just put a little Fruit Fresh in every jar. You can cut them all up in a bowl before you pack them in your jars, but we packed them in our jars as we were cutting them up. So because of that, I did put Fruit Fresh in, a little Fruit Fresh. And you're gonna ask me how much? I just maybe a fourth of a teaspoon, half a teaspoon in each jar. If you don't use Fruit Fresh, I would use lemon juice because lemon juice will keep it from turning dark also. Okay, now I'm doing these finger tight.
Now these will,
Like
if
that.
you buy quarts of canned peaches like this, they're about $6 or more a quart.
Yes, they are.
We're producing these for $2 or less
Oh.
per quart.
Honey, they're more than that. Well, now I don't know because
The
I think
pickle,
it's
the pickle peaches were a lot more than that. They were about $9 a
yeah,
quart.
but I think if you buy the big cans of peaches, they're like 28 ounces. So 32 ounces is a quart. So yeah, and they're like, I don't know.
Well, I'm not talking about the cans from in the store because they don't taste like this anyway.
No, they don't. Mm.
No, I'm talking about home canned.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, I want to debubble this. Okay, maybe you can see right there. Can you see any bubbles coming up?
Nope.
Okay, let me go on this side. Can you see any?
One or two.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna turn that over. Y'all, these are some of the prettiest peaches I've ever canned. All right. All right,
Boy, we
y'all.
love them.
What, baby?
I said we love them. One thing you can do for
Yeah.
yourself, see, is can fruits in season. If you
Yeah.
if you can't eat sugar, or you're trying to stay low carb,
Yeah.
this canning method is very simple,
Yes, it is.
and it's
It's
nothing
very
scientific
simple.
about it.
It takes a while, but it's simple and
But you've got it for the year.
you've got it for the year, and it's on your shelf.
And if
you
we
get
have
ready to make a cobbler or something, you don't have to run to the store and get your fruit.
if
Ooh,
we
there was a lot of air bubbles in that one.
if we put up 2 half bushels or 1 total bushel at this rate, we would have a quart and a half of peaches per month if we wanted to eat that many
Yeah.
before next season.
Yep. Okay. All right, y'all. I only have one more jar.
Rose cooks with them. She also puts them in salads, fruit salads.
Okay. I have another ring. Where did it go? All right, y'all. We're going. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna put it in that hot water. I knew I was another lid. I knew I was supposed to have another lid. Okay.
Please get one of these picker-uppers that she's using right there.
Yes.
Don't fool with canning without it because you can get your fingers scalded
Well,
pretty
it's
easy.
dangerous.
Yeah.
It's really dangerous.
And you can drop a glass jar.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that.
No. I have dropped them before, and and hot water splattered on me before I got that, and because my mama never had that, she never had anything like that. So until I really started canning, I didn't know that I needed something like that. You can get this, you can get the debubbler, you can get. I see something in there. What was that? Oh, there was a little piece of peeling, and I don't want that peeling in there, so I took it out. Don't have any blemishes, don't have cut any bad spots off of your peaches. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more in this one because I want it totally covered. And this canner will hold 7 quarts, or I think 9 or 10 pints, maybe. But I do like tomato soup, stuff like that in pints, but things like fruit, I do in quarts. Okay, finger tight. All right, I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna turn it up to high, bring it up to a boil. I'm gonna have to take some water out of my canner because I got too much in it. But I want y'all to look at the juice. Because I had so much juice, I've got probably 2 quarts of juice here. What I'm gonna do, now it's got a little peach in it because I poured the peach where we had cut them up. I poured all that juice in my syrup. So I'm gonna put this in a quart jar or a container, put it in the fridge, and next time when we can peaches, then I'll have my juice, my syrup already made. All right, I'm putting the lid on this. I'm gonna dip some of the water out first, but I'm gonna let it come up to a rolling boil. Then I'm gonna turn it down to like 7, and I'm gonna let it just, not a rolling boil, but a little boil for 25 minutes. Quarts, 25 minutes. See y'all back in a little bit.
All right. Look what you got, Grandma.
All right, y'all. This is after 25 minutes.
Oh, gracious.
It was in a low boil for 25 minutes. Now, you see it kind of came up from the bottom. That's because we didn't pack them really tight.
Mm-hmm. We should have packed them tighter.
Well,
sometimes you just don't know, do you?
it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew, but I didn't want to put more peaches in there, and they'll kind of settle down after they cool off just a little.
That one's, well, some of them are fuller than others, though.
But they'll settle down. All right, we had 7 quarts, and this is just how easy it is to can peaches, y'all. So, y'all get you some peaches. If you've got a peach place, peach packing house around near, see that one's already settling down a little bit. Go get you some peaches and can them, and I tell you what, you will be happy when this winter comes.
And if you get a half a bushel and don't eat part of them before, you should get about 10 quarts.
Yeah, so, all right. Now, once they cool down and they seal, now when you hear a pop, that's when you love that sound when you're canning. So that means all your jars are sealed. So after they've all sealed and cooled down, I'll take the rings off of them, put them on my pantry shelf, and then we're gonna have some really, really delicious peaches. So y'all remember, food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. Grandma Rose's open pantry, canned peaches. See y'all next time.